Hey everyone, so my son is sleeping again, which gives me another small window of time with which to make a video. I have this model here that I was talking about in the past couple videos about the machine of life, and um, it's like every time I think about it, it gets more and more elegant. So again, I'm going to sort of compress that idea and try to make it even more elegant. So what I'm going to, instead of an engine or a human, I'm just going to call this M. And one of the things I love about M just stands for machine, and I love the idea of just calling it a machine because there is a concept called a Turing machine, which is basically it can do anything. So a Turing machine, so Turing machine can perform. I'm just gonna give it a really simple description. Can compute anything. Um, Call it Turing M. Turing M can compute anything. So it really doesn't matter what it is you're trying to compute, it can do anything with the inputs and outputs. And then we're going to go ahead and again make green and red. So this is the output here, and the green is going to be the input, right? Um, so the Turing machine needs instructions, um, but I'm just gonna keep it really simple like this top model here. And lately I've been thinking about basically only four factors. I'm really trying to reduce the number of factors uh, that really are factored into this life-solving calculation. And there's only four, so there's time, energy, and this is where the human element comes in, dopamine, and this is the very, very human element, which is goals. So this is basically a constant, practically, when it comes to human endeavors. Of course, time is not a constant when it comes to like really big universal things or like quantum level, like huge gravity level things or small quantum level things. Time is more of a variable because it's not really something that's constant. But on a human level, we perceive time and the way we use time is pretty constant. Energy is not very constant. Energy can be optimized, like the energy we put into our systems, which I talked about in a previous video. And then there's dopamine, which is like sort of the currency of motivation. Dopamine is really important because let's say that our body is a Turing machine, which in a way it kind of is because there's a lot of computations going on in our brains and bodies. Um, Even there's some neural network going on even in our skin and like the our nervous system. Um, so the dopamine is like we have like our involuntary instructions for computation, like our breathing and our blinking and digestion and stuff like that. Like those things are so well optimized that our brain doesn't need to do any work to compute. Now goals is like I'm just gonna draw sort of a brain here. Like it's not just the brain, but it's more like the front part of the brain, the cortexes. Frontal lobe. I don't really know the names of all that stuff, but that's where all the logic and thinking does. And a lot of times, the brain is like sort of the large scale interpretation of things going on in the universe. And oftentimes it will naturally like sacrifice other parts of the whole system of the body. For example, if you want to become a really great athlete and a really great runner, if that's one of your goals, then you will sacrifice, I don't know, the skin cells in the bottom of your feet. I don't know that it's like if you want to run, you're not going to care about the damage you're doing to your body, uh, you know, when you're exercising really hard because you know it's going to heal and you know like in the future like you can think long term, and this is what the brain and long term goals are good at doing. So what I've no the thing I'm realizing that in order to create this into like a self-feeding system, like a flywheel system, something that sort of accelerates itself, is that the goal has to be like one of the goals has to be optimization of the entire system. So this is the pretty much the exact same model as I created earlier in these earlier videos as I was trying to conceptualize it. But it's more general in the sense that this is a machine and a lot of things work this way, not just our bodies. Uh, so let me, so now that we can like look at the four things that sort of solve, life. So let's say that good, a successful life equals these things. But well, this is life, time, energy, dopamine, and goals. Now they all relate to each other some way. So as of right now, I have a simple multiplication, but multiplication could be the same as division or whatever. Um, and this is again, I'm just trying to make it more elegant. This is like really really basic stuff that everyone thinks about, but I just want it so that each of these pieces can be broken down. As I was doing earlier, like each of the pieces of my goals can be broken down. So now that I have that equation, um, I guess it's a matter of simple of well, we've simplified it already, and now it's a matter of making it more complex according to my own life. So this is my new model, very very simple. So these are the energy waves. So time, energy, and I'm just gonna stare at this honestly. Dopamine and goals. Dopamine is like the motivating factor. It makes us use that energy because we can store a lot of energy, but if we don't have any dopamine, then our brain is just going to think, oh, it's not even important to have this energy, so I'm not going to do anything with it. So we need the dopamine, which will lead us toward goals. And this dopamine can be modulated by like cold showers and like fasting and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep this model, and then in the future, in the next video, I'm gonna start breaking it down.